Visez haut.
U-Sports on CBC, les championnats U-Sport, brought to you in part by, vous êtes présenté par, Nike Team, Just Do It, faites-le. Baron, exclusive supplier of U-Sports championship rings. Le fournisseur exclusif des bagues de championnat U-Sport. Fox 40 celebrating a decade of the Fox 40 U-Sports Coach of the Year program. Fier partenaire des prix de l'entraîneur de l'année U-Sport depuis 10 ans. By Veriburn, proud medical supplier to university sports since 1979. Fier partenaire du sport universitaire depuis 1979. The Government of Canada. Le gouvernement du Canada, and by Saint-Hubert, proud partners of the U-Sports Women's Hockey Championship, et par Saint-Hubert, fier partenaire du championnat de hockey féminin U-Sport.
Welcome back to semifinal Saturday at the 2023 U-Sports Women's Hockey Championship. Live from Montreal, we are inside Sepsum, the home of the Montreal Carabins, who will be playing later today in the first championship semifinal. But right now, it's Consolation semifinal number 2, and it's a battle of the conference finalists. The STFX X-Women out of the AUS and the Nipissing Lakers out of the OUA. Here is how the bracket is laid out. We can see the championship bracket all set for later today. 4:30, MRU Cougars taking on the Montreal Carabins, and then the UBC Thunderbirds taking on the Concordia Stingers. Those 4 teams will all be playing for a medal. Just depends which one. I am Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and we are back again for this fantastic consolation round. Again, this morning, a thrilling win for Toronto Varsity Blues, coming out 4-1 over the UNB Reds. And the winners, they get a chance to play on and play for 5th place, a chance to finish the season with the win. Defeated teams in the bracket, of course, double down. Alex, let's just go through very quickly how these 2 teams got here. Of course, Nipissing Lakers losing 5-1 to Concordia last night, and the trouble was all with the penalties. They were the story of the game. 0 for 3 on the power play, 6 for 10 on the PK. Madison Desmarais, though, catching fire with a pass from Madison Stitt. Oh, no, that's the STFX team there. Yes, Ellie Brown, rather, did get on the board for the team and helped by Anna McCara. So it was what it was. And now the teams will take the ice. It's been a full day. Again, all 8 teams will be here in this bar. And I was on the right track there, yes. Madison Desmarais catching fire with the pass from Madison Stitt. They did get past Alice Filbert, but just the momentum didn't last, of course. And so the goals just kept piling up.
Yeah, and you know, for Nipissing, when you take so many penalties, it's going to be very difficult for you to sustain any sort of success. Your team continues to get more tired and more tired as the game goes on because you're consistently down a player. And the Concordia Stingers, an incredible team. They took full advantage, and that's just not a team you can do that against, as those are the defending champs.
And then on the other side, of course, STFX, they fell in their game, and it went all the way to overtime against UBC. Ellie Brown, helped by Anna McCara, and then Lauren Dabrowski to tie it up from Chloe Vuskoza. We'll see what happens today. We'll be back. You're watching U-Sports on CBC.
Montreal University recognizes that it is located on indigenous territory not ceded by treaty, and wishes to send those who, from time immemorial, have been its traditional guardians. She expresses her respect for the contribution of indigenous peoples to
They don't do it for the likes or for the shares. They do it for the fun of it, for the thrill, for the camaraderie, for the memories. CBC Sports, just because they love it.
Please rise, remove your hats and caps for our national anthems.
And we are getting set now for the second consolation semifinal. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole in net for the Lakers. A bit of a switch up. Today we will see Chloe Marshall. Of course, fans of the team know Marshall. She played actually in tandem with Chantal Sanquist throughout the season, and she finished with a 7.31 record and a 2.28 goals against average, along with a .912 save percentage. Sanquist got the start yesterday and carried the team through the playoffs, but the change has been made, and you can tell it's Chloe Marshall, Alex, because of the vintage retro vibe of her goalie gear. Love to see it, the pads, different color, and fans as well of the Nipissing Lakers know that very well. Marshall carrying the team through to their silver medal win last year. Now in the other net, we will once again see Jamie Johnson, who, despite the loss, of course, it went all the way to overtime, was an outstanding game, kept the team in it, considering how many times they were shorthanded, Alex. And Jamie Johnson was the player of the game, ultimately, for the team. Made 24 saves on 27 shots.
Yeah, it's going to be a great goaltending matchup, and you know, I think both of these goaltenders are looking to just see their teams bounce back here as we get the puck drop.
And so the STFX X-Women out of Antigonish, Nova Scotia will get the puck first and move it up quick. Leah McLeod, of course, had brought home gold earlier with Team Canada in the FISU World University Games in Lake Placid. Actually played with Maria Domenico, and very quickly early on, Burbage setting up there. Maggie Burbage, leading goal scorer in U Sports this year, just phenomenal for the X-Women. And the X-Women are in their dark blues as the lower seeded team. And Lakers with a chance, and they get it early on the board. Nipissing strikes first.
Yeah, just a very odd bounce there as we see it on the screen, and STFX cannot believe that, as Jamie Johnson just wasn't so sure if that puck was going to be on goal, tried to sprawl out with the pad, and it goes right by her skate. And you know, Nipissing, they didn't have the greatest start. STFX seemed to be in the zone very early, but a great breakout of the zone, and then they just changed their fortunes with an early goal.
And the earliest one out of any of the games so far here at the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. Lauren Dabrowski certainly won't take that lightly, as STFX now looks to even things out. They are hungry for a win. Again, they took their game all the way to overtime, and about 6 minutes in, it was UBC who came out on top. And so that's what brings them down here into the consolation round. The winner of this game will face the Toronto Varsity Blues, who just came through a 4-1 win over the UNB Reds earlier this morning. And I mean, when a goal happens that early on, it'll shake you up a little bit, get the blood pumping. There's a good crowd here inside Sepsum in Montreal.
Yeah, it's one of those things where as a player, so it can take you out of it, right, if you're on STFX, but you also have 59 minutes and 11 seconds to correct it. So obviously they'll be trying to do that all game.
And Nipissing was on the other end of this, chasing last night, just chasing in the quarterfinal. That penalties just abounded for the Lakers. And so here they are, the conference finalists, one from the AUS, one from the OUA. Chisholm, the captain, settling it down along the blue line. Now up. McLeod will shoot, touches net, and it's in. The official says it's good. It is. Bar down, and we're tied at 1 early on.
Yeah, what a gorgeous shot right there from STFX, and that was Leah McLeod putting that one home just glove side on Chloe Marshall, who could not see that puck, and you know, just goes into the post at the back of the net. Just a perfectly placed shot, and it definitely confused some of the people on the ice. But we're gonna watch the replay here as the shot is a little bit out of the camera's view, but we are gonna see the puck start to creep into the shot.
Woo.
And just goes above the goaltender's head there, and that's
Right
just a
over
perfectly
top.
placed puck.
And an early test for Chloe Marshall, who hasn't been on the ice for the Lakers throughout the entire playoff series. So the veteran will be tested again. That was a nice save. And so the Lakers regroup. And again, early on, the earliest tie we've seen so far. And not a single game, Alex, has gone to a shutout. So that's interesting, too. Very different story from what we saw at Nationals last year.
Yeah, and when you talk about U Sports women's hockey, one thing that you have to mention is the goaltender play. The goaltenders in this league are so fantastic, whether it be Canada West all the way to the AUS, countrywide, just amazing goaltenders that seemingly carry their teams through these big moments. And to see no goaltender get a shutout so far, it's kind of shocking.
The goal, by the way, for Nipissing coming just 49 seconds in, Madison LeBurge. And no assist credited yet, but as for STFX, Leah McLeod, helped by Josie Chisholm and Ella Vandesample. So if we weren't awake yet, you're definitely awake now. The second consolation semifinal. And Hayhurst will fire it, it bounces back. And Nipissing with renewed energy. It's tough when you're out there playing for that consolation, but it is a chance to continue playing with this team. One of these teams, this is it. It's their second and final game, and it will end in just another defeat. That's what happens here in the consolation bracket. Whereas the 4 teams you will see tonight will, of course, all play for a medal. It just depends which one. And STFX gathering their strength, coming in. A very proud team. They have battled through adversity in the biggest way. There were times, Alex, when they were down to 2.5 lines, 4D, for not just one, but several games at a time. It's all due to injury. Now Maggie McKee going the other way for the Lakers. We heard from her in the quarterfinal yesterday, just about got to keep ourselves out of the penalty box. Now this first consolation semifinal was relatively penalty-free. There were some opportunities for either side. Here comes Ellie Brown. She's got 1 goal already in the competition. And now getting in close. Chloe Marshall in net for the Nipissing Lakers. If you're joining us, that is a change from Chantel Sandquist. We haven't seen that yet from any other team. Likely we won't. Landon Pitts now, trying to help out her teammate down in the near side corner. Saw many board battles as well in the first consolation semifinal. LeBurge getting her stick on it for Nipissing. And the Lakers looking to clear it out. They don't. Shot towards from the point. Sutton. Lakers again. This time they do clear it. Maggie McKee will just fire it down to the far corner. Lana Duryea out on the ice for the Lakers, trying to intercept Brown. Now Maria Domenico looking for that pass. Domenico was hoping to catch Kaya Moss. or rather Tessa Kosek, as the pace has certainly slowed down just a smidge here, Alex.
Yeah, it seems like both teams are settling into the game after we saw some big goals to start.
Yeah, Maggie Burbage rather, out on the ice with McLeod again, one of the top lines here for St. FX. And the Lakers disrupt that. Building into the play now, Lana Duryea dumping it down. And St. FX will just wait for the transition here. Big pass up to McLeod, doesn't quite meet the mark. And the Lakers again. Oh, Switzer has other ideas, but an offside call.
Yeah, and St. FX they're just doing a good job. They let in that first goal, and since then they've sort of been the dominant team here. By my estimations, the shots right now 3-1 in favor of St. FX, and you know, they just need to keep pushing if they want to get that second one.
Neutral zone draw, Tasiuk not quite winning it clean for the Lakers. So they'll have to do the work now on the back end. Madison Stitt, who is responsible for assisting in their lone goal. I like that story too. The Madisons putting one away for the Lakers. It was Madison Stitt to Madison Demaray last night. And again, that Nipissing game, it was a tough one, not only because you're facing Concordia, it was plenty of national experiences, but they're the defending champs, and that was actually a rematch of last year's gold medal game. So we knew one of last year's finalists would end up in the consolation round.
Yeah, absolutely. And a game that ended up with, you know, a very similar scoreline, obviously the final being 4-0, while yesterday's game being 5-1. So both times Nipissing losing by 4 to Concordia.
And that fifth goal was an empty netter as the team was trying to rally back. Dan Turcotte with some really heads-up coaching as expected from someone like Turcotte. But here are the Lakers now building a chance, getting in close. And protection for Jamie Johnson from the St. FX line. Johnson with another quick save, control of that rebound there. Lakers unable to get going on a second chance. So here come the X-Women. Stopped in the neutral zone, brought back. Now here come the X-Women. Thompson trying to weave past LeBerge, can't do it. So Abby Lewis now for the X-Women trying to get the puck away. In the offensive zone for St. FX. Vivian Hinch, outstanding for St. FX. She'll fire one off. Now again Hinch to Brown. Batted back off the board. Pitt, or Fit, yeah. Fit trying to make that work. And the Lakers lose sight of the puck. Brown to Fit. But Nipissing won't go quietly here. This is a battle in this consolation semifinal, and a penalty coming, Alex.
Yeah, and that's going to be a body checking penalty against St. FX right there. And so the first power play of the game will go. When we look at the power play, they're actually 23rd in U Sports with only 12 power play goals. Their power play percentage, 12.6%, 23rd in the league. When you look at the penalty kill percentage for St. FX, it's 88.5%, 13th. So a middle of the pack for both teams.
And St. FX went 7 for 8 on the penalty kill yesterday in their quarterfinal. Meanwhile, there were only 3 power play chances for Nipissing, and they weren't able to capitalize on those. Here's a chance, though, down the slot, catches bodies. Nipissing sets up. They want the traffic to help him out. LeBerge at the point. And she fires one. Again, I believe Chisholm actually may have shouldered that one off. Chisholm will dump it down to Captain Josie Chisholm of St. FX, who was calm, cool, and collected, helping her team get the equalizer. And by helping, I just mean making sure that they kept their heads in the game all the way into overtime. Doing the best they can considering how many chances they were shorthanded. That's why Jamie Johnson was awarded player of the game. Now LeBerge again, that skims by. Bit of a lucky break if you're an X-Women's fan. As Nipissing sets up, they've got control for another minute 5 at most on a power play. It's the first power play of the game. Right in front of the net. It skims by. That was a close chance. You can hear the crowd here inside Sepsum. Nipissing Lakers out of North Bay, Ontario. And again, Dominico with the pass, setting up. LeBurge fires it, stopped. It's just been all Lakers with 30 seconds to go now on their power play.
Yeah, and STFX doing a good job on this penalty kill right now. They're dumping the puck down when they need to. They're wasting as much time as possible. While the Lakers, they're setting up well. They're not getting the shots they need on net.
And Hayhurst now a chance, shorthanded. McLeod, Marshall wins that one. And the crowd loves it. You got to appreciate a chance to go one-on-one with Chloe Marshall, just a U Sports veteran in women's hockey. Again, helped the Lakers to that silver medal finish in their very first Nationals appearance last year. This is the second time that they're here on this stage. And they're fighting for it in the consolation round. And just as quickly, we're back to even strength as well. Now far side, the X-Women. With a little change up. And the X-Women are no stranger to the U Sports Women's National Competition. We'll break that down in a moment. Right now, Ellie Brown trying to get the puck away. Sutton as well in the mix there, along with Kaya Moss, an all-star rookie for STFX this season. Landon Pitts trying to get her stick on the puck. And it goes down into the Lakers section, and there'll be an icing call.
There's actually also going to be a penalty on the play here, so Nipissing is going to go to the box, which means the STFX power play will get their first opportunity. Their power play percentage, 22.4%, fifth in all of U Sports. Whereas Nipissing, they have a solid penalty kill, 10th in U Sports at 90.8%. Although, as you alluded,
I was just going to say, this has got to be a little bit troubling for Nipissing. They got in so much penalty trouble yesterday. They went 6 for 10 on their kill, but they were, again, facing the Concordia Stingers, who are very comfortable in this barn. Sure, not their home barn, but in Montreal all the same, and the crowd was so loud. Alex, I know you're very familiar with that, having familiarity with the Stingers as you do. And so now STFX looks to take the lead with specials. Switzer will fire one. That gets stopped by Marshall. Stick side pad save. Switzer again, and then again Marshall. You almost can't tell that she hasn't played through the playoffs. She's all dialed. A big shot fired in again. Marshall stops it. Great control, close. McCara is set up for STFX right in front of Marshall. Now a chance for Moss. That's high up off the elbow. And this has been an onslaught here. 1:15 to go in the STFX power play. Their first of the game, just on the heels of a Lakers power play. Moss again, and that'll be stopped just to give the Lakers a break. But what a great eye by Marshall.
Yeah, and you see Chloe Marshall making an onslaught of saves here, and you start to understand why STFX has the 5th ranked power play in all of the country. But as for Marshall, I think we're seeing here what we saw in the last game between the Reds and the Varsity Blues with Erica Fryer, who got a lot of shots early on and got herself very solidly into the game.
Van de Sample looking for that pass to Burbage. And a big shot fired down by Lauren Dabrowski, who's leading scorer on the defensive side. Ella Van de Sample has been fantastic as well for STFX. Dabrowski. It is a STFX power play, but they're in their own zone, facing the PK of the Lakers, who were well tested after last night. They spent many minutes out on the ice too. And Maggie Burbage trying to connect with Dabrowski. Dabrowski redirecting. And a shot that's blocked. Kick save by Marshall. Again, Dabrowski just trying to create some chaos, looking for Chloe Fucosa for the tip-in. And we're back to even strength now. McLeod still out there with Burbage, trying to make something out of this time, but she'll just dump it down for fresh legs. Burbage still out on the ice. The Lakers try to get things going, but Neff comes up on Pitts.
Yeah, and we're at a point in the game where the shots right now about 11-2 in favor of the X-Women, which very strong power play from them. They got about 6 shots on it.
And Maggie McKee was looking for that pass to touch on. She's one of the leaders for Nipissing. And again, the Lakers now just trying to get some shots on Jamie Johnson. As mentioned, they've only racked up, according to the stats here, 1 shot, but that one went in, of course, for that very first goal. And the clock is running down. It feels quicker than ever here in this first period that started off so fast with goals back-to-back to tie things up. And now Brown, she'll fire it, stopped by Marshall.
Yeah, great save there, and just great rebound control too. You see that puck was going blocker side. Typically on the blocker, it's very hard to capture that puck. Usually you're gonna have to let it bounce in front of you, but Marshall doing a good job, just put her trapper right over the blocker, making sure that doesn't go anywhere.
Both of those goals coming within the first 3 minutes of the game. And we're going to have...
Yeah, the puck just came out there and rolled into the bench, and you know, STFX, they've just been all over Nipissing here, but, you know, maybe for the Lakers, this is a bit of a rope-a-dope strategy where they're, you know, all of these shots are being taken. They're relying on Chloe Marshall to keep them in the game, and then when they do get a shot on Jamie Johnson, they can convert.
And Domenico was getting in close. I'm just enthralled by what's happening, all the whistles on the ice down there. And I just want to come back to those goals. Of course, Nipissing opening up just 49 seconds in with Madison LeBurge goal, and then Leah McLeod responding for STFX at 2:25. So that is what started this thrilling consolation semifinal number 2. Now is Maggie Burbage going to set up here, and a shot towards the net. Again, doesn't touch. Dabrowski trying to stop it along the near boards. Fucosa will do it instead. She'll check it out and go for it. Looking for a pass to Burbage. That goes unfounded. There will be a penalty call, though, a tripping being assessed to the Lakers, and that's Lana Duryea. So she'll be taking a seat in the penalty box for their second penalty kill of the game.
Yeah, and obviously taking 10 penalties against Concordia yesterday, now they're sort of back on that trend. At STFX, they had such a solid first power play. You've got to figure that this could be a huge opportunity for the X-Women to get their first lead of the game, especially with 5 minutes to go in the first.
Well, both teams came firing on all cylinders. You got to think just redemption, a chance to make good on what couldn't be delivered in the quarterfinals. Now, both these two teams were the lower seeds in their quarterfinal, unlike the first consolation game we saw this morning, where it was the 2 higher seeds. And we have a penalty coming to STFX, and that'll even things out. Another tripping call at that one for Ellie Brown.
Yeah, and both of these teams were very undisciplined yesterday, as we've mentioned on the broadcast. So not surprising to see the X-Women sort of give up that kind of opportunity. And now the Lakers, they'll have an 18-second power play when all is said and done. So I think they're very excited about that opportunity to maybe finally swing the momentum of the period.
And a little change of pace, 4-on-4 hockey, which is what you'll see if any games head into overtime, except for the championship game. We'll see what happens. Again, STFX has been the only team so far, along with UBC, to take in an overtime period here at this year's U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. That was certainly not the case last year. There were a number of shutouts, very tight games, so everyone getting on the board in some way and trying to put these games away in regulation. This is the second game of today. We will see all 8 teams play. Up next, of course, the very first championship semifinal at 4:30.
Yeah, that's going to be a very fun one. Obviously, Mount Royal and then the home team, the Montreal Canadiens.
But here's McLeod trying to set up. Again, it's 4-on-4 with those offsetting power plays. And a chance! They capitalize. The X-Women. Lauren Dabrowski
Yeah.
Proving her strength yet again for St. FX.
Yeah, and Lauren Dabrowski had a goal yesterday against the Thunderbirds, so scoring in 2 straight games. And you had to figure, you know, they just had more speed. They've been doing more with the open ice. And so 4-on-4, that's really in their wheelhouses. We're going to watch the replay here. An expertly crafted pass, cross ice, and then Dabrowski just walking in and putting it blocker side. And you figure Chloe Marshall had no chance on that shot.
And so now it is 5-on-3. Of course, there's still another penalty here that the Lakers need to put away, or rather, no, it's, yes, okay. I don't, my eyes, I thought were deceiving me. I thought I saw 5 Lakers out there, but no, it is 4-on-5 still. As that clock winds down, 15 seconds left there. And the X-Women now just looking to get going here. So the second goal goes to Lauren Dabrowski, and she was the first among all U Sports defense in scoring and 4th overall with 34 points. 15 goals, 19 assists. She was an all-star for a 2nd year in a row. Are you surprised? And helped, of course, by Leah McLeod. Now the Lakers fire. Maria Domenico coming in fast. You can't take her eyes off number 54. Another big shot for the Lakers. That one fired by Cara Den Hode, rather. And Olivia Sutton aims to get it out for the X-Women. We're back to even strength. The Lakers fire towards Johnson. Untested. Nipissing now trailing 2-1 after that overtime, or rather power play goal by Lauren Dabrowski. Alex, I thought the coffee would be enough. But here we go. It's been such a fast-paced period here, and a 2-1 lead.
Yeah, and you got to hand it to the X-Women, obviously giving up a bad goal to start the game, but since then, they've really just dominated this entire game, and they really deserve to have the lead right now.
Yes, Nipissing opening up scoring again. 49 seconds in, the fastest we've seen a team get a goal on the board here at the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship.
Yeah, and perhaps being inspired by the Varsity Blues scoring 40 seconds in to the 3rd period of the game before them.
Yeah, exactly. Take a little bit of inspiration where you can get it. Josie Chisholm trying to chase down the Lakers, and she does. Domenico looking for that shot. What a rip by LaBerge. And had it been just a little lower down, oh, the power.
Yeah, and you know, we saw a shot on Jamie Johnson a few minutes ago, and it felt like she was maybe fighting the puck a little bit, and that makes sense because she's only, she's only faced about 3 shots so far in this game, and you know, that's not enough in the first period. It kind of takes you out of it. You're a bit colder, so it'll be interesting to see how she keeps herself warm.
Now looking to add to their lead, coming in close. Brown was getting set up in the slot. And just as quickly, the Lakers changing momentum, getting in close. Oh, catches post. And that's lucky for the X-Women there, and Ellie Brown takes it away on the other side. Fires that one high. Switzer keeps it in from the blue line. Chisholm looking for the one touch. Brown now on the stick of the Lakers. Nipissing showing off their skill on the ice. Burbage to McLeod. McLeod back to Burbage. Fires and it's in! Maggie Burbage for the 3rd goal of the game.
Yeah, Maggie Burbage, what a beautiful shot there. Finding the cookie jar up top, and just a hard sequence there for Chloe Marshall, who saw a defensive breakdown from her Lakers, and just like that, the X-Women up 3-1, and we'll see that shot here. It just textbook shot.
And there goes the water bottle. Burbage and McLeod are just so comfortable with one another. You can see that play develop out there. We're heading into the final minute here. Again, Nipissing getting on the board early, coming out with fire and purpose, but facing a little bit of penalty trouble early on. We'll get to that in a moment. But now another chance possibly for Burbage. Getting in close, Marshall makes that save. And McLeod with the follow through. Marshall dialed in.
Yeah, some great saves here, and has given up 3 goals in this period, but has faced about 17 shots. I mean, what else can you say? That's an insane ask from your goaltender. That's a pace of 51 shots in this game potentially. Obviously, we don't know if that's what it's going to shake out to,
yeah.
but that's it just goes to show the X-Women are really on it this game, and they're outclassing the Lakers in some respects on the ice.
And so Nipissing will have time to regroup, but maybe they can chip away right now on the lead, getting in close, 30 seconds to go. An exciting first period here in this Consolation semifinal. The winner gets to play another day. The defeated team will move on from this national tournament. Loose puck behind the net of Marshall. And wow, you can't let Abby Lewis get that close. These two teams know what it takes to lead their team through adversity and even just make it to this point, both conference finalists. And with the final seconds here, Chisholm keep it in. And Captain Allison Hayhurst will let the buzzer go. What a period to get things going. It started early, as mentioned. 49 seconds in by Madison LeBurge. No uncredited with that assist, so it was all Madison. And then coming back, STFX, Leah McLeod, Josie Chisholm, and Ella Vandesample helping out there. And then a power play goal, Lauren Dabrowski, assisted by McLeod and Kaya Moss. So McLeod, by the way, has been in on every single one of these goals, because then she got the assist for that great Maggie Burbage goal to make it 3-1 after just 20 minutes, Alex.
Yeah, and you know, the X-Women, they gave up that first goal and then 3 unanswered, and it just felt like that Lakers goal was a bit of a fluke, considering they were only able to get 3 shots in that entire period, and it was going to take a weird shot like that to get past Jamie Johnson. But from there on out, I mean, what can you say about the X-Women? They were just fantastic, some amazing 2-on-1 plays, really just flexing their chemistry all throughout that period.
And we will hear now from Madison LeBurge down on the bench as our very own Isabelle Germain will ask the questions. Take it away.
Oui, on est avec Elisabeth Laberge. Elizabeth, you came out strong, 1 minute and 10 seconds, and you get the first goal. Now you're down by 2. What's the message in the room?
I think we just need to just stay positive on the bench and not get down on ourselves. I think we're pressuring hard, and we just need to keep on them.
You've had a really good weekend so far. I know you guys were frustrated yesterday in the loss, but had the morning to kind of regroup and get back into this game. Was there any adjustments with the ice surface? We've been talking a lot about just the different ice surface and the space that you might have. Any adjustments from the coaching staff in your approach to today's game?
No, I think the only adjustments we're making are just pressuring harder and just staying positive.
You've had a great weekend, and you got the first goal for Nipissing. We wish you the best of luck the rest of the way.
Thank you so much.
Madison LeBurge chatting with our very own Isabelle Germain. And it's got to be tough to take some of those interviews when you are down 3-1, but there's still plenty of hockey left, and we can't wait to bring you more. It's 3-1 for STFX through the first 20. We'll be back. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and you're watching U Sports on CBC.
stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Every year, U Sports celebrates its best student athletes, honoring major accomplishments in each sport. Here are the nominees and the winner of the 2023 U Sports Rookie of the Year Award.
The nominees for the U Sports Women's Hockey Rookie of the Year are, en nomination pour le prix de la recrue de l'année en hockey féminin U-Sport 2023, des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique from the AUS, Oriana McNeil, Université de l'Île-du-Prince-Édouard, UPEI, du Réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RSEQ, Jade Picard, Université de Montréal, Montreal, du sport universitaire de l'Ontario from the OUA, Kiana McKibben, l'Université de Windsor, University of Windsor, et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne from Canada West, Sydney Mercier, Université de Calgary, University of Calgary. La recrue de l'année en hockey féminin U-Sport est, the winner of the U-Sports Rookie of the Year in women's hockey is, Sydney Mercier, Université de Calgary, University of Calgary.
And we are in the first intermission here through 20 minutes. STFX X-Women up 3-1 over the Nipissing Lakers. It's a thrilling consolation semifinal to tee things up for the rest of the day when the 4 championship bracket teams step out on the ice as well. We'll be back with more. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and you're watching U Sports on CBC.
Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi, when you can't push one more second. Chase the glory. Visez haut.
Welcome back to semifinals Saturday, and fans, you too can celebrate each U Sports team's gold medal victory with your very own commemorative apparel from T. Litson Sports. Fans of basketball's Carleton Ravens and Guelph Griffins in track have been flocking to shop.usports.ca to buy their piece of history. Well, on Monday, the championship collection from this weekend will be available to buy. But hurry, supplies will go fast on this limited time offer. That's the U Sports Championship Collection on sale at shop.usports.ca. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and we're through 20 minutes here in this Consolation semifinal number 2. Right now, the STFX X-Women up 3-1, but the way the pace this game has been going, we'll see what happens, but look at how things are a little bit lopsided, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely. And you look at the shots right now, 15-4 in favor of the X-Women. And then you go into the power plays, and STFX, they had 3 power plays, one of which, though, was cut short, obviously 18 seconds in. They took a penalty, ended up scoring on the 4-on-4. And then face-offs, interestingly enough, the Lakers have won 67% of the face-offs in this game thus far, so very impressive there. They just need to be able to turn that into on-man rushes, into breakouts, so that they can actually test Jamie Johnson, who hasn't had to do too much in this game so far. And then obviously you look at the block shots, and STFX, they could have had a total of 27 shots in that period had it not been for the Lakers defenders.
And that's what we saw in the first game as well today, some lopsided shots on goal, and that's the way hockey goes, right? And Toronto Varsity Blues coming up on top despite being outshot by the UNB Reds. So UNB Reds said farewell today early this morning. And of course, Toronto now moving on to the consolation bracket final. The best they can do is 5th place, but of course, even better than that, finishing on a high, finishing with a win. As for Toronto, they were their conference champions. This consolation semifinal bracket is between 2 conference finalists, of course, STFX of the AUS and the Nipissing Lakers out of the OUA, and now they're here to take the ice. Also want to give credit to the fantastic officials who this year are from all across Canada, just like all the teams representing their conferences. So the referees today, Elizabeth Manta, Jennifer Berezowski, and then the linespersons Jeannie Ducheneau and Erin Zach. Big thank you to all the officials, of course, making hockey possible throughout the season. My bread and butter is in Canada West, and I can tell you that the travel is intense out there. The closest you're playing is if you're UBC, you've got Trinity Western down the road in Langley, BC, but in Saskatchewan, it's a 2.5-hour drive at the least to get to Regina, and then everything else is 6 to 8 to however many hours away, right? UBC having to fly to all their opponents. So it just goes to show as well that the officials are giving it their all, making extensive travel as well. And we're off here in the second period of this Consolation semifinal. In net for St. FX, Jamie Johnson, as she was for that exciting quarterfinal. Again, that went all the way to overtime with UBC, and very impressive run at the end for St. FX to come back. They were down 2-0, and then they came, not only tied it up, but really pushed the energy into overtime. And Nipissing Lakers, on the other hand, rematch of last year's gold medal final, falling 5-1 to Concordia. That 5th goal on the empty net, but all 4 others on the power play, Alex. And there's a delayed penalty coming against Nipissing. Just talking about the fact that their penalty kill was so tested yesterday.
Yeah, absolutely. And just another opportunity here for St. FX, and obviously already up 3-1. If they can score here, they kind of put this game in a space where the Lakers would be down by 3 goals. So St. FX, they had plenty of opportunities where it seemed like they were going to score on the power play. They just weren't able to get one past Chloe Marshall, so now they'll have another opportunity to do so.
And so Maria Domenico is taking a seat in the penalty box right now. She's a powerhouse for Nipissing. We'll see how they handle this St. FX line. Again, St. FX were unable to get going on the power play yesterday. They did have fewer chances. Slowing down the tempo. Oh, would have been a nice touch there by McLeod. Kept it on the line by Vanda Sample. Dabrowski already has a goal, another chance. McLeod just firing that one in, and Chloe Marshall in net for Nipissing with the save.
Yeah, making a great cross-crease save there, and obviously St. FX, they could have buried it had they put it more towards the right side of the net, but ended up just shooting it right at the middle into the Lakers crest on the jersey of Marshall. And we're gonna watch the replay here, and textbook goaltending there from the veteran netminer.
And so St. FX again regaining control here on the power play, getting in close. Brown nearly putting away another goal for the competition. McCara to Chisholm with a shot. Stopped by Marshall yet again. They're testing that blocker side down low. St. FX, 45 seconds to go on this power play. And Nipissing will fire it towards Jamie Johnson. Johnson will have to cover it up because of that pressure.
Yeah, Johnson didn't want to be didn't want to go too crazy with the puck there. Obviously, sometimes you just want to make the right play, and you don't want to be too aggressive, especially when your team's up 3-1. You want to just protect the lead, and you know your team can win the faceoff and get back up the ice.
Yeah, so St. FX went 0 for 5 on their power play in the quarterfinal against UBC. And what a testament to Jamie Johnson keeping them in that game as well when they were shorthanded 8 times. 25 seconds left here, though, with a player advantage for St. FX. Switzer coming in fast, switching. And that'll cost her an offside with just 18 seconds left now on this power play.
Yeah, and a good job by the Lakers so far on the penalty kill. Only were able to kill off 60% in their last game against Concordia, but against St. FX, they've been doing just a phenomenal job. And, you know, perhaps if they can keep this kill going, they can switch up the momentum and then maybe go back down the ice, flip the ice down the other way.
So we're in the Nipissing zone. Of course, Chloe Marshall at the helm. It was Chantal Sandquist in the quarterfinal. And that was Sandquist's first taste of national play in this tournament. She held her own, and Hinch with a shot, it's in! Good for STFX, 4th of the night, and it might not have even been on a power play because that clock had just wound down, but what an incredible shot. I believe it was tipped in, but either way, Vivian Hinch with a big play.
Yeah, on our screen right now, it's saying 1 second left in the power play, but perhaps the Nipissing player was about to come back onto the ice when it all took place. And just a phenomenal slap shot that, you know, Chloe Marshall just couldn't see it. There were so many bodies in front of the net, and we see it here. Yeah, 2-3 bodies in front, and you're not going to be able to stop that puck. And even though she's allowed 4 goals already in this game, you can't really say any of them are her fault whatsoever.
Yeah, the power play clock had wound down in arena, but it will be counted as a power play marker from Vivian Hinch. And by my records here, it does not appear Hinch played in playoff games. I could stand corrected. Those are the stats I received, but either way, she has been phenomenal for the X-Women. Now LeBerge, though, looking to make life difficult for the X-Women. The Lakers have plenty of time here to mount this comeback. And so they'll look to connect with one another, bounce it off the backboards. And we had heard from Madison LeBerge just coming out of that intermission. And so Jaden Thompson is getting credited on that assist. Nice to see a little update there on the stats as Marshall makes another great save for the Lakers. Now Shomiak trying to get by the X-Women. They'll just bowl over Kaya Moss, again an outstanding rookie for this team. And Maggie Burbage firing in, and there's another penalty coming to Nipissing. It's a tripping call, and this is certainly not what you want to pile on one another here.
No, absolutely not. And you know, the X-Women, they're going to get another opportunity on the power play, and they've been getting so many shots. They've been doing such a great job setting up, and the Lakers, they're down a player so often that they're starting to get tired. Their legs are getting tired. They also have no chemistry in terms of their lines because their lines are never together on the ice, and so it's created a situation where they can't garner any momentum.
Yeah, Emma Neff taking that seat, and she's once again, probably sound a little bit like a broken record, tremendous for the team. She has been a great Nipissing Laker throughout this tournament so far. Of course, having to take a seat in the penalty box, frustrating. The spiral hopefully slowing down soon for Lakers fans, but in the meantime, they'll have to test their PK again. Here comes Dabrowski, though. She's got one to go. She'll pass it off. Shot saved by Marshall off the elbow. Stick side work by Marshall has been tremendous so far. She's faced so many shots from all different angles. Maggie Burbage has gotten one by her for first goal of the tournament. Now Vanna Sample. I find Dabrowski playing it up, looking for that movement into the slot with a soft touch, and it's up high. Burbage again now, far corner. Coming up on some strong Lakers defense. Chloe Vukoza as well out on the ice for STFX. Now Chisholm will fire it, and it bounces off. Another great save on the same side. McLeod to Chisholm. Chisholm, McLeod. Puck movement, creating confusion. McLeod has it, she'll fire it, it gets stopped. Vukoza in the way, and Marshall standing tall, she makes the save. Standing tall while sitting down, I should say.
What an amazing save there by Chloe Marshall, and it seemed like it was a dire situation, but was on the ground on her back and then just sort of did a sit-up to be able to make the save, and that was just an incredible job there by the goaltender, keeping this one at 4-1. And
just watch, again, the chaos right in front of the net, and Marshall's sitting down. She knows she can't really position herself any other way, and she makes the save. Still 25 seconds to go here in a St. FX power play. They were able to score the last time they had the player advantage. Nipissing has been more successful in the PK than not, but of course, they've been tested so much. They had 10 different kills last night, only effective on 6 of those against Concordia. And that'll be an offside to slow down Maria Domenico. Of course, they're shorthanded. So that'll do it. And both of these teams are tremendous competitors, conference finalists. And if anyone follows women's U Sports hockey, you know that the competition's tough across the nation.
Yeah, and you know, the OUA, it's a big division, and no one thought that the Lakers would even be able to come back to nationals. They were finalists last year, but it wasn't a guarantee that they were going to come all the way back here this year. And then obviously St. FX, they've had so many injuries, as you mentioned at the top of the broadcast. So, you know, just it's amazing that they're both here.
It just shows the heart and the strength of all of these players. As the puck skims toward Jamie Johnson, she's forced to cover it up quick. Here's a little update on the stats here. So shots on goal heavily favoring St. FX, which makes sense if you account for the power plays, Alex, but 23-4. And so quite impressive when you think of the efficiency of the Lakers, that they were able to get one by Jamie Johnson. That was early on, 49 seconds in, just trickled by, but a good goal nonetheless. St. FX playing tough. They want to make Antigonish, Nova Scotia proud, as they have many times. And yes, this is the Consolation bracket you're watching, a Consolation semifinal. And you might wonder, well, what's at stake? To me, there's nothing more sweet than owning the end of your season, nothing more poetic than doing that. And right now, it looks like the Lakers will get a chance to test out their power play as Alyssa Fitt goes to the penalty box. Doesn't seem happy about that.
No, and this is a great chance for Nipissing to potentially get back into the game, and I think they owe their goaltender, Chloe Marshall, at least another goal here, just to thank her for her efforts in goal so far, especially with all these penalty kills they've had to go through.
LaBerge to McKee. McKee settling it down. She's a leader on the Lakers and leading this power play. Duryea, LaBerge, and back again. Chance for the Lakers now with the extra player. McKee, back to LaBerge, and fired one off. That would have been a nice one-timer if Domenico could have gotten her stick on it. Now back behind the net of Jamie Johnson. According to the official stats, just 4 shots faced so far by Johnson. Now getting tested on the power play, or on the penalty kill, rather. Duryea to McKee. McKee settling it down, back to Duryea. Back to Domenico, and fired by LaBerge. It's bounced off. Could have touched post even. Either way, still circling, less than a minute to go here. The Lakers, McKee fires it, catches the body of Mazur. St. FX, Jaden Thompson going up for the check and nearly taking off short-handed. Thompson, now Mazur. Now McKee, Maggie trying to get in there, and Jaden Thompson will scoop it up short-handed and just dump it out for fresh legs. Less than 30 seconds to go here on this Nipissing power play. And just their 3rd chance of the night. And Stitt, Madison Stitt getting the assist yesterday. The team's lone goal against Concordia. As the power play begins to wind down. Another chance there, and fanned on it. That was a difficult one by Desmarais. Madison Desmarais, of course, getting that goal against Concordia, but Nipissing Lakers now 0 for 3 on the power play. As they look to try to cut that score in half. Madison Stitt up, and right in front of the net for Jamie Johnson. Bit of a collision there as Maria Domenico falls down. She's now set up in front. Could there be a tip-in? Nearly connects there. Stitt with that pass. Now back into the far side wall. What a battle. Maintaining control, but it will be a high stick there. Alex, let's just break down very quickly how those plays were developing.
Yeah, absolutely, and it seems like the Lakers are now starting to get a bit of momentum off of that power play. Even though they weren't able to score or get many shots on goal, they were still able to get some passes, get some chemistry going, and just give the bench an opportunity to get a rest after all those penalty kills and just sort of see what it's like to be on the right end of a call.
They're actually 0 for 2 on the power play, but as I say that, there's now another penalty coming. Again, a penalty-heavy game. Both these teams facing that kind of adversity, and it will be Hayhurst. Megan Hayhurst taking a seat in the penalty box for Nipissing. So this is now their 6th penalty kill. So they're 1 for 5 so far heading into this one. And again, that was only their 2nd power play according to our stats. So they're 0 for 2 on that, but here we go again, shorthanded for the Lakers as they just try to claw back here. They've got time, we're in the 2nd period. STFX has been successful on the power play. And Chisholm is out there, the veteran, the captain, with Kaya Moss, one of the rookies to watch in STFX. She finds McCara. Now McCara scooching by, trying to get away from this aggressive Maggie McKee. As we know, she likes to play tight. On this kill now, getting in close. STFX, Moss to Chisholm, looking for a touch in. That's high. Ellie Brown as well out on the ice. Brown has been successful. She's scored already in this tournament. STFX again. And that gets checked out by the Lakers. Back to STFX. McCara looking for a pass in. 50 seconds to go here on the STFX power play. And another shot. Chloe Marshall. Outstanding. And we'll have a penalty going against STFX.
Yeah, and so obviously Nipissing, they're going to take that as they'll have a 1 minute and 15-second power play in about 45 seconds time. But as we saw earlier, the last time we had 4-on-4, the X-Women were able to convert. They made a perfect opportunity, and it's actually going to be a slashing on the X-Women player, Ellie Brown. Can't slash the goalie afterwards.
And so now we're in the STFX zone as Alex so beautifully broke down how the timing will go. Our fantastic production crew handling the clocks as well, but right now 30 seconds to go on that Nipissing penalty. So they'll have a bit of a power play. As STFX though, STFX regains some control. It's a little bit scattered. It is 4-on-4 at this time. And we're gonna have another penalty going against STFX. This could bode well for the Lakers here. Yeah, they'll get a tripping call on that effort there as Leah McLeod thought she was good, thought she got her stick on the ice.
Yeah, absolutely. And what's great now for Nipissing is that they're gonna get about 4 seconds of 4-on-3 time, and then they get a 5-on-3 for 1 minute and 15 seconds. So that's huge for them. And then if they can't convert on the 5-on-3, well, they'll have 41 seconds of power play time to try and get it back. So a great opportunity now for them to make a comeback.
Yeah, barring that they can keep their play clean. Nipissing set up here. McKee shoots, and it's just skimmed off the stick side pad of Jamie Johnson. Now facing the test, LaBerge. Back with possession, looking for that feed inwards. I believe that's Maria Domenico out on the ice. So 2 minutes for tripping, of course, that one being assessed to Lana Duryea. Nope, my apologies. Reading the wrong stat there. as we keep going here. So now it's 5-on-3 as the Lakers able to make good on that penalty kill, helped a bit by STFX there with their own penalties. Now Lakers setting up LeBurge. Looking for some support down low. McKee slips and falls, but continues on with the pass. Again, there's some interesting spots out on the ice, making it difficult for some of these plays to connect, Alex. And that's something to be mindful of, the integrity of the ice when you have 4 games being played throughout the entire day. And again, been saying her name many times, but LeBurge has been down deep with McKee here. 10 more seconds of 5-on-3, and then it'll be about 41 seconds of 5-on-4. And that starts now. So still a chance here with the player advantage for Nipissing to cut this lead in half. They're gonna try to make good on that. It goes high instead.
Yeah, and just a difficult power play here for the Lakers, as STFX has just been doing a great job in terms of getting in the lanes, not allowing the Lakers to get the passes they want to get. And it feels like the Nipissing players are being pressured so much that they're making the wrong play, or at least they're being forced into making errors. And the X-Women, they're just going to take advantage of that every single time.
So Madison Desmarais stepping in for the Lakers on that face-off. They win it. Den Hode keeping it in on the line. Send around the boards. 23 seconds left here. And a 5-on-4 for Nipissing. And now, shot towards the goal, catches one of their own. And Maria Domenico, it could be short-handed chance here for STFX. Maggie Burbage trying to make that play, and they'll be stopped on an offside.
And so with only 6 seconds left in this power play, it really feels like STFX is just going to end up killing it off here. And, you know, we're over halfway through the game. It's 4-1, and I think the X-Women are very confident that they can finish this game out, especially with the Lakers not showing much life despite all of these opportunities.
And so the X-Women now, Pitts will shoot towards Marshall, makes a save with her stick down low into the far corner. These two teams, the 6th and 7th seeds of the tournament, and STFX actually the lower seed out of the two. Hence the team wearing their dark uniforms. All higher seeds are in white, the home team for the championship. Now M&F coming in fast for the Lakers, but Josie Chisholm stopping her down deep into the near side corner. Jaden Thompson giving chase, but Hayhurst keep it out, or try to, just as quick. STFX, oh, they'll get caught offside though.
Yeah, and obviously the Lakers are taking exception to that, as you can never shoot the puck after a whistle. That's an unwritten, one of those unwritten rules of the sport. And so for Josie Chisholm, she's kind of learning that the hard way there, as the Lakers were kind of going after her for it.
Neutral zone draw here. Domenico wins it for the Lakers, which has got to get out of this pressure from STFX. And Switzer dialing up. Looking for McCara out there. Ellie Brown trying to swoop in, but the Lakers providing enough motion out on the ice to keep it going. It's been in a thrilling second period so far. And really chances on both sides, but again, the X-Women maintaining a greater shots on goal tally. As we getting close now to the Lakers once again. Their netminder, Chloe Marshall, today. It was Chantal Sandquist in the quarterfinal. Now in the near side corner, trying to get through. Lakers on the stick of Leah McLeod, and he was just in the penalty box. Kaya Moss, big time rookie for the X-Women. Again, getting in close. Bukoza nearly getting it by Chloe Marshall. Lakers now. Trying to get things going is Madison LeBurge again. She opened up scoring in this game, and she has been all over the ice tonight playing tough minutes. And Alex, you know, I mentioned this on the call with Graham Naismith yesterday. Just when you talk about adversity, every team has faced injuries, has dealt with that, but the X-Women went so far as to having their equipment manager, KJ Emery, actually step up and dress this season for a number of games because that's how short they were on bodies. Absolutely incredible team effort there. Of course, an eligible person to do so, but still an impressive story and an impressive commitment. Now Maria Domenico for the Lakers, getting in deep. Again, Nipissing, all heart, beloved team out of North Bay. Their fans watching today. Domenico trying to get in close. STFX covering the inside here, forcing everyone towards the outer walls. They'll use that now to bounce pass. McKee. Passing it up and giving chase. 3:40 to go here in the second period. Den Hode from the point nearly fires it in, but Alyssa Fit this time will just dump it out. I think she took that block pretty hard as she goes off on the bench. And the Lakers again. Shomiak. Getting in there deep, and a shot, it goes high. So we'll reset Alex.
Yeah, nice sign of life there from the Lakers, obviously. Getting a shot in the slot, that's where you're going to score most of your goals. But Jamie Johnson hasn't seen much rubber in this game, but was able to just, get to the top of her crease and make that save standing up. Typically, you see goaltenders get right into the butterfly position, but it's always refreshing to see a goaltender just, make the save however they can.
Yeah, but according to the official stats right now, that was Jamie Johnson's 8th save of the game. Meanwhile, over on the other side, 22 saves so far for Chloe Marshall. And it's not as though Nipissing hasn't had good looks or good chances. A lot of their shots have been blocked by other X-Women. And now Nipissing will get set up here. And stopped by Switzer. Camden Switzer coming in fast with the speed up along the far side. Forcing the Dominique, wow, and sitting down right on it. Chloe Marshall taking the words right out of my mouth. Just an impressive display once again from a veteran goaltender.
Yeah, that was a great save there, as it looks like we're going to get a penalty on the Lakers as Jamie Johnson was out of her net, but no one's going to the box right now. There is a cross-checking penalty. We'll wait to see how this is going to go.
We'll revisit this moment here. So that speed change was just honestly a thing of beauty. We'll see though how that plays out, but just a way to just shake off that Laker. And the speed these teams generate. Maggie O'Kee now needing to take a seat in the penalty box.
Yeah, so they're going to say that was on McKee, who had, it was later on in the play, perhaps had gone for a line change, and then they came back to her and said, it's time to go to the box. You can't run away from us that easily. And so STFX gets another power play and another opportunity to potentially go up by 4.
Yeah, a penalty for cross-checking. So now STFX already successful once on the power play, although they've had many chances. So Nipissing very effective when they're shorthanded. It's just they've spent so much time shorthanded throughout this tournament so far, the 2 games they've played, including this one, of course. Now Switzer for STFX fires it. And it looked easy from far, but I know you know, Alex, it's far from that.
Yeah, you just have to, it's all about your eyesight and being able to track that puck as it comes in on you, because you never want to be the goaltender who ends up on SportsCenter because you let in one of the weaker goals of the night. And obviously, Chloe Marshall, just a veteran presence in the goal, being able to track that down. track that down and make an easy glove save.
Speaking of some U Sports veterans, we got Leah McLeod out on the ice there, and along with Dabrowski, already has a power play goal. Back to McLeod. Dabrowski. They'll go back and forth. They've shown that their patience has paid off a few times. Dabrowski again, McLeod now center. Nearly losing it. Madison Stitt trying to get in the way. Here's a chance, that goes high. And the line will continue. Van de Sompel has been terrific. Here's McLeod, and maybe tipped in by Dabrowski. No, stopped by Marshall about 3 different times.
Yeah, a couple saves there, and then some chippiness behind the play is obviously the St. FX player being guided away from the goaltender, and the Lakers, they're down 4-1. They don't want their goaltender to be subjected to any sort of antics after the whistle. So obviously it's good to see teammates sticking up for one another there. But as for St. FX, just phenomenal on the power play, getting a couple shots there. But
yeah, it was Abby Lewis was setting up right in front, right? So there are offsetting penalties, it appears. Or another penalty, rather, I should say, incurred. So St. FX now, it will be 4-on-4 for at most 45 seconds as the Lakers, Maggie McKee will be released from the box in short order. So that might carry on into the end of, or into the start of the third, while Jamie Johnson just makes her 9th save of the day.
Yeah, one thing I've noticed about the referees so far in this game is that when it comes to any sort of action in front of the goaltender, they are not messing around. They are not letting the players slash at the goalie or get any sort of antics off in front of the netminder. If it happens, they go straight to the box. That's not something we always see.
So 48 seconds to go here. 33 seconds left on this Nipissing penalty. The Lakers fire one off. It's 4-on-4 right now, as St. FX has found themselves as well in penalty trouble. Lakers LeBerge now trying to find it off the leg of McCara. Ellie Brown thought she could take it from center. 11 seconds to go here before it's 5-on-4 for Nipissing, which we haven't seen in a while. And Hinch, who has scored as well today for St. FX, getting out there for some defense. LeBerge looking for Dominico Maria. She'll fire it off the stick. It's 5-on-4 as we close out the second period. 40 minutes of play, and now 4-1 for St. FX. They'll have exactly, I like round numbers, so exactly 1 minute here left on that power play for Nipissing as they take it all on. And what a busy period of play. It's just been go, go, go with plenty of penalties as well, Alex.
Yeah, and you know, only 1 goal scored in that period. It was the X-Women on the power play with about 1 second to go. And you know, for the Lakers, they've had plenty of power plays. They had a 5-on-3, and I think that missed opportunity is really gonna come around to bite them. You know, when you have a 5-on-3, you have to score, especially when you're down by 3 goals. It's the only way you can get the momentum back. And for the opposite team, you know, for St. FX, they were able to kill off the 5-on-3. They took the momentum away.
And we will hear once again from St. FX captain Josie Chisholm and our very own Isabelle Germain, who is wonderfully asking the questions and also translating in French on their feed. We'll have a listen now.
Lauren, came down to St. FX a couple years ago from Linden University, and you just had a really good time. Tell us a little bit about that decision to come to Antigonish.
You know, I have an old teammate on this team, and she was bugging me to come, and you know, I haven't looked back since. It's probably been the best decision ever.
We were talking about the small universities and the camaraderie and just the word of mouth and how they recruit at St. FX, but you've had 2 good years. You had 15 goals this season. What do you credit your success for the offensive explosion that you had?
Oh my God, honestly, just like the girls I've been playing with have been like unreal. Like I couldn't have done it without my teammates, for real. Like every teammate in there has had a contribution to my success, and you know, I wish we could have done better in the AUS, but we came out here and we wanted to make a statement in U Sports to show like the small town, the small schools, like we got something in us. The AUS isn't here to back down.
You've always had good success at this tournament, and I know not the game you guys want to be playing in. Let's talk about your teammates a little bit. You have Leah McLeod with a goal and 2 assists. Maggie Burbage is flying out there. You've got the second goal today. What's it going to take in the third period to finish this off?
I think we just got to get pucks in deep and like not shy away from our game. Like we've come out here and we've, you know, those 2 big players, they've really shown up today, and I'm happy to see that. And like our teammates, we just got to keep it up and keep the pedal to the metal and just pucks deep, protect our zone, and I think we'll come out here with a pretty good chance of winning.
Lauren, are we going to see you in the X-Women jersey next season?
I don't know. We'll see. I don't know about that.
Not going to reveal her secrets. Lauren, it's been a pleasure to watch you in the AUS. We thank you for your efforts and congratulate you on an incredible season. First team All-Star in the AUS. Best of luck in the third period.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Take care.
So that's defensive leader Lauren Dabrowski chatting with our very own Isabelle Germain. And right now, STFX with an impressive 4-1 lead over the Nipissing Lakers through 40 minutes. Some of that has to do with the penalty trouble, but both sides have been facing it. In fact, STFX will have a minute to go, short-handed at most, to start the third period. We'll be back with more from this second Consolation semifinal. The winner plays on tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, taking on the Toronto Varsity Blues. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole. We'll be right back with more. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
stories behind the glory. Watch, listen, stream, read CBC Sports.
Welcome back. Through 40. STFX X-Women up 4-1 on the Nipissing Lakers in a very exciting game. We'll see how the Lakers respond in the final period of regulation. But first, every year U Sports celebrates its best student athletes, honoring major accomplishments in each sport. Here are the nominees and the winner of the 2023 U Sports Player of the Year Award.
The nominees for the Broderick Trophy as the U Sports Outstanding Women's Hockey Player of the Year are, en nomination pour le trophée Broderick comme athlète de l'année U Sport en hockey féminin, des sports universitaires de l'Atlantique from the AUS, Kendra Woodland, Université du Nouveau-Brunswick, UNB, du Réseau du sport étudiant du Québec from the RSEQ, Audrey-Anne Veillette, Université de Montréal, Montreal, du sport universitaire de l'Ontario from the OUA, Leah Herford, Université de Waterloo, University of Waterloo, et de l'Association Ouest Canadienne from Canada West, Tatum Amy, Université Mount Royal University. La lauréate du trophée Broderick décerné à la joueuse de l'année en hockey féminin U-Sport est, the winner of the Broderick Trophy as the U-Sports Player of the Year in women's hockey is, Kendra Woodland, Université du Nouveau-Brunswick, UNB.
And if you've been following along with the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship, you would have seen Kendra Woodland in the very first Consolation semifinal. Unfortunately, having to say farewell along with the UNB Reds as they fell 4-1 to the Toronto Varsity Blues, who will be back for the Consolation final, of course, playing for 5th place and playing to win out to the end of their season. They will take on the winner of this Consolation bracket semifinal. Right now, the STFX X-Women up 4-1 on Nipissing. Still 20 minutes at least to go. We'll have so much more just after the break. I am Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole, and you're watching the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC.
this season. Catch the best in Atlantic University sport excitement at home or on the go with AUS TV. Soccer, rugby, football, volleyball, hockey, basketball, and more. Tune in at AUSTV.ca. All your favorite university teams showcasing their talents in one place. AUS TV, powered by Bell Alliant. They bring it to the court. They bring it to the field. They bring it to the ice. And now they bring it to you. Presented by Subway, the official fuel of Atlantic University Sport.
Hey, U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
It's that moment again, the one you dream of every night. La seule chose qui te préoccupe, c'est la gloire. Le cheminement de la réussite, of pushing yourself further than ever before. But the true glory is in the shadows. Les sacrifices que tu fais, quand toutes les chances sont contre toi. When you can't push one more second, chase the glory. Visez haut.
This period of U Sports on CBC is presented by. Cette période d'hockey universitaire vous est présentée par Saint-Hubert, proud partners of the U Sports Women's Hockey Championship, fier partenaire du championnat de hockey féminin U-Sport.
Welcome back to semifinal Saturday. We have one more period to go, at least in regulation here, between the STFX X-Women and the Nipissing Lakers. The Lakers, the higher seed in the overall tournament, the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship, live from Montreal. But they are the ones trailing by 3. And Alex Cole, our analyst so far, you know, you just look at what's playing out on screen, you can kind of see why things are a little bit lopsided.
Yeah, you look at the shots right away, and 31-9. I mean, there were 15 shots from STFX in the first, 16 in the second, and you know, it was a great period by Chloe Marshall, made 15 out of 16 saves, but obviously, you know, STFX, they've gotten so many power plays. They've just been so powerful in this one, and then 1 for 7 on the power play. Nothing to write home about there, about 14%, whereas Nipissing, they're 0 for 5. Part of that was a 5-on-3, and that's a huge reason why they're still down by 3 goals.
They do have exactly 1 minute at most left on a power play, though. That's trickled in from the end of the second period as we get going here in the final 20. And Maggie McKee is going to be one to watch, as always, for the Lakers. She wants to get things going. LeBurge was the one to put them on the board first in this game, just 49 seconds in. Those first 2 goals of the entire game coming in fast within the first 3 minutes. And here, setting up for a big shot is LeBurge. Down the slot, not getting that support needed, as STFX's penalty kill has been strong today. Now Domenico looking up. Maria Domenico is always one to watch, knows how to put pucks in the net, and STFX will bat it away. And the penalty story has been a big one. Yes, goaltender pulled as well. Why not? Head coach Dan Turcotte making that choice, but now Chloe Marshall going back to net as there's just 5 seconds left of the player advantage. Marshall, of course, did not play in the quarterfinal for Nipissing. That role given to Chantal Sandquist, and again facing a tough opponent in the 3rd-ranked Concordia Stingers. Team they faced in last year's gold medal game in which they were shut out. So the fact that they were able to get one by Alice Filbert, who had never let a goal in national competition until last night.
Yeah, and so speaking to that decision by head coach Dan Turcotte there, I love that with about over 19 minutes to go in the game and you're pulling your goaltender, and you know, you're just doing it for the power play. It was simply for the power play, for
Makes
a 6-on-4. You know, you get that 2-man extra advantage, but as we saw in the Varsity Blues game earlier, that does give the other team an opportunity to ice the puck and try to get the puck in the net. So
or get the empty netter, right? It's exactly as you said, Alex. And there the puck goes up high. Was concerned it might bounce out, but instead Olivia Sutton will keep it in play for STFX. And up high, Jamie Johnson didn't even need to make that. There's going to be a penalty coming against Nipissing. Yet again, it's a delayed call. So now Johnson out of her perch as Olivia Sutton comes close. So 6-on-5 right now. And getting in close is Maggie Burbage, supported by Vukoza. So a tripping call again. This has been what's been getting in everyone's way, and I guess pun aside, but like Fujimori taking that penalty for Nipissing.
Yeah, and you know, when you get into these tournaments where you're playing multiple games in consecutive days, that's something that can happen to you, is you get very tired, and that's why we're seeing a lot of tripping penalties in this game, is just tired legs, not being able to make that extra stride to get to the puck. You start to get a little bit lazy, you stick out your stick, and you're gonna get penalties. So it's unfortunate, but that's just the way it goes.
And Marshall coming in clutch there, taking that shot from Switzer. Switzer has been a really fun player to watch, of course, for STFX. All of these players are. To me, I would love to see all these teams get that 3rd game somehow, but only one will move on into a consolation final. The other team, this is it for the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. Shots on goal heavily favoring the X-Women right now, 32-9. Face-off wins, though, going the way of the Lakers, 33-18.
Yeah, it's been interesting to watch, and you know, when you win faceoffs, you're able to generate opportunities, but it seems like the Lakers just haven't been able to get anything going in that respect. They're just not taking advantage of, you know, what their centers are giving to them.
Josie Chisholm now, the captain. Want to make some space again. They have the extra player. Does STFX. Now McCara fires that one, bouncing up high. Ellie Brown getting pressure from Madison Stitt. And again, Kepton on the blue line. That one goes up high. And so we talk about all these goals running through. Of course, Madison LeBurge getting up first in 49 seconds in. But then for Nipissing, Leah McLeod, Lauren Dabrowski, Maggie Burbage, and Vivian Hinch. That Vivian Hinch goal assisted by Jaden Thompson on the power play, which is where they are right now. Van de Sompel looking for that pass to Burbage. Burbage all the way over to Dabrowski. Up to McLeod, Dabrowski finding those lanes, shot, and it's saved. And I think Chloe Marshall needed a second just to make sure it didn't go in 5-hole.
Yeah, there have been a few instances where her pads have really sort of absorbed the shot, where it feels like it's going to trickle through, but the bottom side part of the pad is just able to, stop the puck in its tracks and keep it frozen.
And when you consider how many shots Marshall has faced and saved, an impressive effort so far from the veteran goaltender. Bukoza out there. Now Van de Sample. And Dabrowski firing it down, nearly trickles in. Again, that traffic can be a benefit, but also a deterrent. And now Dabrowski finds herself again with a long shot, nearly tipped in. Again, the crowd now fully invested. They'll take a moment. And what's interesting, Alex, we were just talking about this during the intermission. So there was a change up here in venue. They changed out the pegs because Alex and I have been talking about, not because we were talking about it, but we talked about the fact that there had been so many stoppages actually in the Nipissing game where it was just knocked off the peg. So they made the adjustment, and we've seen very few. In fact, that was the first time a stoppage was needed there to adjust the net this game. Burbage with a shot up high. They're working the perimeter, getting clicking. McLeod. And as I say that, though, we're back to even strength. Dabrowski will fire it down. And so Mallory Domenico now out on the ice. And STFX again right in front of the net of Marshall, making two quick saves in succession. And the officials rushing towards the net.
Yeah, and a quick whistle there as the puck wasn't fully frozen, but you got to respect the call by the official. As soon as the puck is sort of out of their view, they have to whistle it dead. And obviously the X-Women aren't going to appreciate that, but Chloe Marshall certainly will.
And they're off again. The Lakers trying to mount this comeback. They found themselves down deep as well in their quarterfinal. As a player goes skating right into the net, that was definitely not, obviously not intentional. And so STFX X-Women understand that.
Yeah, it's a scary moment there for Jamie Johnson, who sort of got taken out, her legs out from under her, but she's doing just fine. And obviously Jamie Johnson has been very happy with her defenders in this game, has barely seen a lot of action, has maybe seen about 10 or 11 shots in this game so far, only about a couple in the third period.
Now Olivia Sutton giving chase, looking for that pass up to Abby Lewis. And Micaiah Mazur unable to connect there, now does. But Maggie McKee will steal it away and continue the play. Gotta love when you say it and it just switches right off the hop, but it is an offside call.
Yeah, and right there, it just seemed like STFX got caught up along the boards and weren't able to make the play as quickly as they wanted to, and then just one player sort of getting ahead of themselves and get the offside. But either way, STFX doing a good job of just bringing the clock down now in the third period.
So they'll just look to start playing their game. It's what we hear teams say often, but Lana Duryea will certainly want to get in close, and Jamie Johnson locked in, making her 10th save of the day.
Yeah, great save there, just coming out to the top of the crease, and X marks the spot on the front of that jersey as the puck goes right into the crest.
What a great eye. I mean, you do have a big target right there, and they're going to shoot at it again. Jamie with the save. Again, Johnson just controlling those rebounds, forcing the Lakers out to the edges. STFX again. Trying to not allow this comeback from the Lakers. They can do it. They're a great team. They had sweeps through their playoff rounds up until that McCall Cup final. It's just a one-game final. Now MNF keeping it away from Camden Switzer. Lakers again. Just as quickly, though, Leah McLeod setting up right in front of the net. Marshall with phenomenal yet subtle saves Dabrowski again, setting up right in front. Burbage was right there. STFX firing on all cylinders, but this defense from the Lakers, top notch. And now a chance, but stopped is Maria Domenico. We'll have a tripping call being assessed for that. It'll go against the X-Women. So for the record, very quickly, Alex, I know you're gonna tell us some really phenomenal stats, but just to bring you up to speed, that's now 7 apiece for both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, tripping has been the call here pretty much 80% of the time. It's been all tripping calls throughout this game. And, you know, like I said, it's because these teams, this is their second day in a row playing hockey, and they're just very tired right now.
Mallory Domenico on the line, getting in close, nearly getting it. So it's actually a 6-on-4 right now as Chloe Marshall's out of net, and another shot there by Domenico. The younger sister Mallory. Now LaBerge over on the other side. Taking that centering feed, LaBerge fires it. Again, she opened scoring for the Lakers. So it's Maggie Burbage in net for, or not in net, my apologies, in the penalty box for STFX. Again, on that tripping call, there were 1 or 2 roughing calls that were thrown in the mix, some slashing, but yes, Alex, as you said, mostly tripping calls.
Yeah, absolutely, and we saw there a Lakers player sort of tap their stick up against Jamie Johnson, and the referee not calling it there, mostly just giving a warning, but you can tell that, you know, anything that has to do with the goaltender, they're very sensitive to it.
And frustrations are running high here, but the Lakers, again, they're 6-on-4 right now. Goalie pulled on this power play, but now they've got to chase the puck, and they're fortunate that one bouncing wide and not going in the net. But Leah McLeod's right there, no goaltender. 6-on-4. Duryea now coming up along the left side, looking for space behind that goal line. As the Lakers are parked in front, they were just hoping to get that. 50 seconds to go here in this Lakers power play. They've yet to make good on the player advantage. That one goal starting off early here. So they've had 4 unanswered, looking to change that. Settled in, Domenico. And now a chance for STFX. It's a run, it's Mazur. And she stopped. That could have gotten away fast. 16 seconds here to go in this power play, and Dabrowski will keep it in. Try to anyhow. Again, 6-on-4 right now. Puck just bouncing wildly. 5 more seconds to go before it'll be 6-on-5, and Chloe Marshall making her way to the net, but nearly giving it up there for McCara. The X-Women back in control after another effective penalty kill. Their 7th of the game, nearly a chance there in front of the net for Marshall. Against Marshall, I should say. There's a bit of a hush in the crowd. Nipissing fans, of course, loud and proud for their team. Now Domenico, coming up, facing a flank of X-Women. And the Lakers are spread out here. Again, Domenico testing Jamie Johnson. Stick side. But there could be a chance here. Vukoza has been waiting for it, but just off the glove of Marshall to keep the puck in play, and a wraparound. That one goes all the way to the other side. Camden Switzer, though, dialed in. STFX with a strong lead right now as we pass the halfway mark here in the final 20 minutes of regulation. Maggie McKee putting on the speed, looking for that comeback. The Lakers not giving up, firing one from the point. Touches the top of the glove down low. And another empty net moment here, as the Lakers know their comeback will need to start as soon as possible. It is 6-on-5. Dominico Mallory, Dominico now just trying to create some space along the outside. STFX doing what they can to get their sticks on the puck, knowing there's an empty net on the other side. The Lakers will keep it in play. Chipping it down low. Lauren Dabrowski. Now Jaden Thompson with some speed off the bench. 6-on-5, empty net right now for the Lakers here. Just under 9 minutes to go in this third period. It'll be an icing call.
And so this will be a good opportunity now for the Lakers to just sort of settle it down. Now they have a face-off deep inside X-Women territory with a 6-on-5 advantage. Obviously though, 9 minutes left. They need to score an average about a goal every 3 minutes if they want any chance of forcing overtime.
And so a timely time to take a timeout. The bench staff for both of these teams, absolutely phenomenal. Of course, Dan Turcotte with his tremendous playing experience and a North Bay native himself. He's so proud of his community, so proud of this team and just how far they've come. Again, back-to-back appearances at the U Sports Women's Hockey National Championship. And to know that they were silver medalists last year, Alex, and then they were forced to face that finalist opponent in Concordia Stingers just last night.
Yeah, you think of what are the odds, you know, when you think of just how the teams could have been seeded coming into this tournament here. And obviously, you know, they didn't have a great game against Concordia, and now against STFX, it's been a struggle, but they've put up a lot of fight. It's a fight that they've shown all the way throughout the season. You know, they gave the Toronto Varsity Blues a hard time in the OUA championship in the Macaw Cup. So obviously they have earned their place in the national championships.
And Madison LeBurge just sort of leisurely skating to the puck there, trying to set up again. 6-on-5 here for the Lakers. They want to get on the board. They want to make this comeback happen. They have the heart for it. They have the skill for it. This X-Women's team has just been so tough to get by. Another shot. They get it! The Lakers on the board, and what an effort to get there. They take the timeout, they regroup, and they find a way to get past Jamie Johnson.
Yeah, that was a great goal there by Chomiak, as just taking that shot, using the defender as a screen. Kaya Moss was in front of her goaltender and then just able to put a glove side. I don't think Jamie Johnson really saw too much of that. We even see the water bottle pop up a little bit, so it just goes to show what a well-placed shot that was.
Moments like that make you realize how quickly things can change in hockey. Now we're looking at a 4-2 game, and the Lakers building confidence there. Yes, they did it 6-on-5, but they made it count. They also avoided an empty net goal, which is huge. We've seen that twice now play out in this championship in those moments, and a great glove save by Marshall at that.
Yeah, and Marshall, you know, let in 4 goals early in about the first 25 minutes of the game, and then since then has made a bunch of saves in a row, has pretty well made about 25 saves without giving up a goal, and that has allowed her team to stay in it, and now they have a chance to tie it.
So far, it's been a fairly clean period of hockey. That's been the struggle for Nipissing throughout this tournament. Now Chloe Fucosa looking for that pass, and it's in by Maggie Burbage. Responding immediately, Alex.
Yeah, Maggie Burbage, her second goal of this game, a member of the FISU Canadian team that won gold at Lake Placid, and obviously showcasing why she was on that roster. Just an amazing goal that goes top shelf, and it really feels like all of the forwards that have scored goals in this game are just putting their best foot forward. They're putting on a show. These are some of the nicest goals we've seen in the entire tournament.
And officially the highest scoring combined right now of the tournament. We thought it was last night's Concordia game against Nipissing, that one ending 5-1, but in fact, right now, as it stands, it's 5-2 here. Certainly not what the Lakers were hoping for, as they had just chipped away with that second goal. So yes, it's Maggie Burbage's second goal of the game, assisted by Chloe Vukoza, and what a great heads-up play by Vukoza, who made sure to share that moment. I thought she was maybe going to go for it herself. We'll see Nipissing again pulling goaltender Chloe Marshall, trying to get that 6-on-5 advantage yet again. And you could tell these teams, they're playing for pride. There is no give up here. I mean, I know that makes sense to anyone who plays, but sometimes you'll hear it from fans, or you'll hear it from people from the outside thinking, well, it's a consolation bracket. This has been some of the most exciting hockey we've seen.
Yeah, absolutely. And when you look at U Sports, there's over 30 teams in the entire country. And so you want to be top 5 in the country. I mean, that's a huge honor for these teams.
And that's a good goal. It'll stand for Nipissing. It all developed in an interesting way. It almost looked as though it wouldn't count because the net was knocked off. And that's exactly what Jamie Johnson is hoping to contest here. I don't know if she'll have a leg to stand on for that. Right now, though, the Lakers, Chomiak will be celebrating. And if so, that will be Chomiak's second.
Yes, we're going to watch, and the puck was behind the puck was behind the goal line before the net came off. The net came off after, as we're going to see it again here. You can see the puck trickle through. The puck is already in the back of the net, and then the net comes off. And so St. FX is not going to get the call that they want, and they don't really deserve it, to be quite honest, as we can see it clear as day here in 4K.
Again, St. FX with a 5-3 lead now. So back and forth we go. This has been a thrilling third period so far. If you're just joining us, Consolation semifinal number 2. After this, we head into the championship bracket. I'm Daniela Ponticelli alongside Alex Cole. It has been a fun final 20 so far, but now we're in the final 7. And a chance for Nipissing to come back. They've been mounting this comeback. They did have to do it pulling their goaltender 6-on-5, but here comes Maria Domenico, trying to find some support out there on the ice. St. FX X-Women, though, not letting their foot off the gas either. These two teams playing for a chance to play again tomorrow. Domenico. Looking for some space. LeBaird's trying to check backwards there. And Madison Stitt will provide some defense to slow down the X-Women. Flying in, getting in close to Chloe Marshall. Lauren Dabrowski will keep it in from the blue line. As Stitt and Dabrowski collide. And now Nipissing. Pushing forward, as we're now within the final 6 minutes of regulation. Madison LeBurge, opening scoring so early on, and the ice here has been tricky for a number of players throughout this day, and there will be 2 more games played on this surface before we head home. All 8 teams, this is what makes semifinal Saturday so much fun. All 8 teams get a chance to play in a single day. And Nipissing will rim the puck around the board. Chomiak, who again, good for 2 goals in this game. We've seen some repeat scores. And when you have a score right now at 5-3, it is the largest combined total so far. Who knows what lies ahead, Alex, but what a show.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw 3 goals scored in the span of just maybe a couple of minutes. And it just goes to show that, you know, what's happening is the Lakers, they know that they're desperate. They need to start scoring goals, and they're opening up the ice by trying to go for these on-man rushes or try to get players ahead of the play. And then their defensemen are also pinching a little bit, which allows the X-Women to have more space to come back the other way themselves on 2-on-0s, and that's how we saw the 5th St. FX goal. So I think this is going to allow for a much more open style of hockey.
Although now we've got a call going against STFX. This could be good news for the Lakers if they're able to make something happen. And again, they will pull their goaltender, Chloe Marshall, so it'll be a 6-on-5. I know Alex has talked about it through some of our other broadcasts, but the risk you're taking with this, you might not think so, but again, that other team, shorthanded, could just fire one off. But Mallory Domenico will try to get the go-ahead. A high stick will, or not the go-ahead rather, but another one just to chip away at that lead. And this is the time to mount this comeback again. Dan Turcotte, knowing that, great heads-up coaching as is expected from someone like Turcotte.
Yeah, and some chippiness between some of the players down low. And, you know, these are two teams that don't really get to see much of each other throughout the regular season. And they're finally here. They're feeling each other out, and it's been a great game.
And it's Darren Turcotte up along the glass there. Darren Turcotte, yes, is the head coach of Nipissing Lakers, and Domenico trying to fire one down. Back along the boards, yeah, it was an illegal check there on the taken by the X-Women. And the puck will go down, but this is exactly what Nipissing needs to avoid. They want that continued pressure against a goaltender like Jamie Johnson. They have been outshot all game. Now Chloe Vukoza on the penalty kill for STFX. As the Lakers now watch, it chips the post, a lucky bounce for Nipissing fans. But right in front, it'll get tucked in. It is good. The officials say it is good. And so it'll stand an empty netter to take it 6-3 now for the X-Women.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where if the puck sort of hits the net, or the player hits the net and it comes off as you're trying to block a empty netter, it's an automatic goal, as that's exactly what we see here.
Yeah, what a way to get a hat trick. Maggie Burbage proving her strength on the offense again. Yes, it was an empty netter, but she had to do all the work, shorthanded at that. So now there's going to be a quick discussion on how this will take shape. The Lakers trying to give a word from the officials, and a quick word as well that we are far from done the action here at Sepsum inside the University of Montreal. We'll be back for the championship bracket semifinals. That gets going 4:30 between the number 8 seed Mount Royal University Cougars taking on the number 5 seed and the host, the Montreal Carabins. It's going to be loud in here, and that noise volume will just continue throughout the whole night, Alex, as the Concordia Stingers, ranked number 3, will take on the number 2 ranked UBC Thunderbirds. Both of those RSEQ teams, of course, hailing from Montreal, so that's why I'm talking about the noise in this building. We saw it in the quarterfinals. It'll be lots of excitement. The winner of this game will go on to play tomorrow at 11 a.m. and they'll face the top seed Toronto Varsity Blues, who were relegated down to the consolation bracket in the quarterfinal, but who won 4-1 over the UNB Reds. And of course, Burbage's empty netter, unassisted, but her third goal of the game, our first hat trick of this championship as well, Alex.
Yeah, and if any player was going to do it, it was going to be Maggie Burbage, as we've noted, a player who was at the FISU Winter Games for Team Canada, and it looks like another penalty is about to be called.
And it'll go against Lauren Dabrowski. And so that's, again, good news if you're a Lakers fan, if you could try to chip away. And this game, still plenty of life left, 3:12 to go. And so now for the next 2 seconds, it will be a 7-on-3. If I can just do my math quickly here. No, a 6-on-3. But now it's 6-on-5 with the goaltender pulled. And LeBurge, or rather 6-on-4. The Bird from the point. Firing it in, bounces off the back. Lots of traffic in front of the net, trying to get by Johnson. They can't do it. There is an empty net, though, the other way, and that puck getting through LeBurge. 2.5 to go, empty net. It's 6-on-4. As they'll fire the puck in and cover it up. Apologies with my wonderful math. It has been such a fun morning, so much happening here at the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey World Championship.
Yeah, and we saw there a save by Jamie Johnson, a good one at that. Hasn't seen too much rubber in this one. Has made about, or has seen 9 shots in this period, has made 7 saves. And, you know, just trying to make enough saves to get her team to the victory.
The Lakers still applying pressure and getting in close. Madison Desmarais scored Nipissing's lone goal against Concordia, and that one will go wide for STFX on the empty net. Oh, nearly chipped in on an angle by Burbage. She wanted 4. High scoring game here as Nipissing looks to get in there. Madison Stitt with a little nifty back pass. That one gets stopped. And Burbage again. STFX keeping out their top players, as you would, giving them those minutes. Den Hode now looking to get going for the Lakers. Final 2 minutes here. Final minute and a half, rather, and that power play winding down. They will keep it now 6-on-5, though, as Chloe Marshall not making moves to get to the net. And the Lakers getting set up here is Chomiak. And back around the net of Johnson. Oh, trying to fire it in was Maggie McKee. Lots of Maggie strength out on the ice between McKee and Burbage on either side. And here we go, a chance for another empty netter, and they get it. The X-Women aren't going to stop. Camden Switzer putting that one away.
Yeah, and that's just going to be the final dagger there for the X-Women, making it 7-3, and 10 goals in this game overall. Just a phenomenal showcase of offense. It was 4-1 heading into this period, and then, you know, we got to see 6 more goals, and or 5 more goals rather, sorry. And you know, just a great showing from both teams. Obviously the Lakers won't be too happy about the loss, but they really did put up a great fight towards the end of this game. They should be very proud of how they finished.
And again, head coach Darren Turcotte making those decisions to pull the goaltender, which you have to do. You've got to be bold. And this will certainly be a game where the score might not fully reflect every moment, considering how many times Nipissing really went out on a limb to go get those extra goals, doing what they can against a tough opponent in this AUS finalist X-Women. Nipissing Lakers wanting to go out with 1 more goal. Maria Domenico fighting for it, looking for some space, ready to set it up. Here's a chance, but there's the buzzer. We knew it would be a fun one, but this one, 10 goals combined. As a STFX X-Women take it 7-3, hat trick by Maggie Burbage, and then 2 empty netters as well. Power play goal, short-handed one, and a tough break for the Nipissing Lakers, who once again have showed their strength as a unit and just didn't go their way this time, Alex.
Yeah, it was definitely a difficult game for the Lakers, and certainly for Chloe Marshall, who definitely was the star of this game, a senior on this team. You could see how much this game means to her, as this will be her last as a member of the Lakers. And she played her heart out. I mean, let in 5 goals, none of which were her fault whatsoever. It was a great effort from start to finish. The only reason why the Lakers had an opportunity to potentially send this to overtime was because of Chloe Marshall and her efforts all throughout the game.
What an incredible showcase of what U Sports women's hockey has to offer. I mistakenly called it a world championship, but in some way it is. There's a certain high-level feeling to this event and to what's happening out on the ice, and some great showmanship and class between these teams. We will now hear the Nike players of the game in just a moment, but to break down the numbers quick, STFX tells the story of the games when it comes to the shots on goal alone. Chloe Marshall taking the bulk of it. 39 shots to 15. But the face-off wins going the way of the Lakers, 43-32. So there's so much to build on with this Nipissing team. Both sides, well, rather, STFX having 9 penalties to Nipissing Lakers 7. But again, the penalty trouble plaguing both teams. Be interesting to see how the X-Women do when they take on the Toronto Varsity Blues tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. Eastern on Sunday, for the Consolation bracket final. They're fighting for 5th place and a chance to finish their season on a high with a win to close it out here at the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship. And while we wait here, just a quick reminder that up next we head into the championship bracket. You thought we were done hockey? No way. There's 2 more big games still ahead, including the first semifinal. The number 8 MRU Cougars taking on the number 5 hosts, the Montreal Carabin. That starts 4:30 p.m. A little more than an hour from now. Shomiak, given the credit she deserves for her efforts today. She put away 2 goals back-to-back at that for Nipissing to just keep them in it. One of them unassisted in the third at even strength. Katie Shomiak.
X-Women,
And Lauren Dabrowski is given her credit and her flowers here as the player of the game. A tremendous leader. We heard from her. Of course, she scored a goal early on. STFX's second of the game. Has been a big part of their effort. Maggie Burbage as well could also get credit as well for her effort today. A hat trick, that 3rd goal, a shorthanded empty netter, but a good goal nonetheless. And Burbage as well helping out where she can. It's a tremendous win for the STFX X-Women, who will go on to play 1 more game while Nipissing Lakers say their farewell, and the crowd appreciates all they've left out on the ice.
Yeah, and Nipissing, as we said, all broadcast long, they faced a lot of adversity this season, as did the X-Women, but Nipissing, it was kind of a big deal that they were able to come back to Nationals for a 2nd year in a row as silver medalists. Obviously didn't have the tournament they were hoping for, kind of got a bad draw playing Concordia in the 1st round, but either way, you got to give credit where it's due.
And I also want to give full credit to the fact that they were able to score in that game, because they were completely shut out by Concordia last year. So to come back, and sure, it was another loss to the Stingers, but moments like that show your growth and show what you can do, facing the exact same tough goaltender in Alice Filbert, who we'll see later tonight in that 2nd semifinal. We'll take a quick break, as we will need it heading into the 3rd game of the day, the first championship semifinal. Again, the number 8 seed MRU Cougars, who toppled the top seed Varsity Blues. Game 1 of day 1 on Thursday. They've had a decent break, Alex, to get ready for this contest against the number 5 seed, the host Montreal Carabin. Again, expect the crowd to be loud here inside their home barn, and they do get to officially be the home team this time, Alex, as the higher seed. It was weird, they were the visitor in their last game, because both those 2 teams upset in the quarterfinals. So much excitement ahead. Thank you for joining us. On behalf of Alex Cole and our entire crew here in Montreal, I'm Daniela Ponticelli, and you're watching the 2023 U Sports Women's Hockey Championship on CBC.
Hey, U-Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.